Naked Shamanism. Welcome to With Insights Radio. I'm your host, Iggy Garcia. I will take you on a journey across the universe through shamanism, metaphysical, and holistic. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. All right, well, welcome to episode 81 of Iggy Garcia Live. This one's called Let's Get Real. And so, like we start most of all the shows that I do, we actually give thanks to the people who came before us. Hopefully they've transitioned in a good place and they're where they need to be. So, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see everybody who's popping in. Hope you can stick with me for a little bit. I'm going to be sharing here. Usually at the top of the month, the bottom of the month, I have a show. So what we're going to do here is we're going to light a candle. And we're just going to honor those people who have transitioned, and for those folks who are not well. And for ourselves too. Let's not forget us. Sometimes we forget about ourselves. We give so much sometimes to other people that we go, oh man, I forgot about me. Which is normal. It's a human trait. It's a normal thing. We can be very good martyrs at times and not be very selfish at times. So let's give thanks. Let me just take a second here. Just kind of remember those folks who had an impact in your life. Sometimes it was positive, sometimes it was negative, and sometimes it was indifferent. It just really depends where you were and what happened in your life. But here we are, giving thanks to those folks who kind of trailblazed everything for where you're at. And, I know a lot of them weren't necessarily positive people in your lives, but they also build a fire in you to make you feel to do stuff without even them knowing they were going to build that fire inside of you. So I know that I can't speak for others, but I can only speak for myself. That my ancestors, my parents, they did the best they could, with the tools they had, and I'm grateful and thankful for what they taught me, and that's important to me. So with that, candle's lit. Now we're gonna burn a little sage, a little white sage. I love this stuff. This is actually a batch that I grew in my yard over the course of last year. And we can cleanse ourselves, get ourselves ready, put us in the frame of mind where we need to be. If you want to take a second to just kind of sit back and relax, just taking a little journey, just take you on a little place where we're going to go before we start getting deep into this topics that we're going to be talking. So I just want you guys to just relax where you're at, just feel the space you're in. Feel the chair or the bed, wherever you're at, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're relaxing, just kind of feel the energy. And just kind of take a couple deep breaths in, out, in, and out. The next one, just take it really deep in. Kind of relax our vibe a little bit, get us into a better frame of mind. So hopefully that's nice, and I hope you like that. For those of you who have agua florida, Florida water, it's a good way to just kind of give you a cleanse, feel a little, move the energy a little bit. It's good stuff. Those people who know what it is, you know what I'm talking about. It's like really refreshing, and it's really helps you out a lot. And it smells great. I love it. Something I use in my practice a lot. Put that over there. All right, so here we are. It's 2020. So we're just about to exit the first month of the year. And for some folks, it's been a very interesting ride. A lot of things have happened. a lot of things have shifted for people. There's a lot of things that have shifted for the public in general. Things have shifted for people who we know, and for example, some of you probably will take this in a good way or a bad way. It really depends where you're at in the emotions, the feeling. Kobe Bryant passed away with his daughter and several other people. It just shows that how short life can be, how quickly we can be here, and how quickly we can just totally be gone. Aside from all the things that had happened in his life, his case against his accusers and stuff about rape and things like that, I understand that that's important too, and that person needs to be acknowledged, so I acknowledge that person as well. But also just wanted to bring up the fact that how precious life is and how important it is, and how we sometimes forget that. And it's normal to forget because we're human. And being human, we just try to do the best we can, and we're trying to be ourselves, and we're trying to please others, and we're trying to be people who can fit in with other people, and we're trying to navigate these waters of that are just kind of in our way sometimes. And sometimes we don't know the answers, and we don't have the answers, and that's okay. Sometimes it's not having the answers, it's sometimes just experiencing the ride as we travel through these emotions and feelings that we have. And so, what brings me to this show is what I was talking about. I called it, let's get real. Let's get real. We're not going to get it perfect. We're not going to get it right. We're going to do the best we can. Sometimes we're going to screw up, and, we're probably going to screw up a lot more than getting it right. But that's okay. But I'm here also to put a challenge out to you. And, some of you are already doing this. Some of you are already doing the work. And, most of you know me just from this show. Some of you know me just from the show. Some of you I've never met in my entire life, just maybe through Facebook or through Instagram or different, forms of. And I want to say hi to everybody. I'm seeing your hellos there, so make sure you say hi. But, some of us have come together in some really odd ways, and some very spiritual ways, and some very uncanny ways. But we're here. We're here today, and we're here together, and we're sharing. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just going to share with you some things about me that maybe help you understand how to help yourself. And maybe they won't. Maybe they won't help you. Maybe they won't give you the peace of mind that you need. But sometimes this vlog that we do, that I'm doing, is to help myself, and I can go back and play and listen to it. This show is actually broadcasted on different formats. So, hi Laura, how are you? Hi Cindy, how are you? And so it goes all over the world. So it's pretty exciting to know that I have encountered and met so many wonderful people, amazing people. And I know some of you have been concerned about me and been wondering what's been going on in my life. There's been a lot going on in my life, and who doesn't have a lot going on in their life? I don't try to make mine front and center as anybody. Most people don't. Most people are very private about their life. I'm kind of semi-private, per se. But I decided that today, I'm gonna get real, because I'm kind of done. You hit that threshold where I'm just gonna use those words. Don't give a shit anymore. You're just there. You reach that wall, and everything that you thought you knew, and everything how you thought life should be, or how you project, and how we manifest, and how we create, and that someone else is creating and manifesting too as well, and they also are creating. So how do you counter out someone else's creation and their judgment and their projections upon you? That's a good question, because when you think about it, we're all manifesting, creating simultaneously, and we're all moving through this sphere. We're on this sphere, spinning 30,000 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. That's why we have gravity. That's why we don't go flying off. And so here we are. And, I manifest something, you manifest something. We come together and we work together and we manifest something. That sometimes your manifestation overrides my manifestation, or it feels that way. So I'm going to start off just saying that the last maybe 3 years have been really an interesting ride for me. For a long time, I've been doing this work as a part-time version of it, basically. I know it looks full-time to a lot of people from the outside, but I decided today that I'm going to do it full time. I'm going to go full blown, straight in, because, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you know, it gives you an excuse to stop and quit or not do it or not finish. So basically what I'm going to do first, where I left off, well, it was about a year ago, I left off in December. I made a challenge to myself to get healthy, to get better. Most of you don't know that I've not been well for at least 2.5 years. I've had this recurring lung issue where, you know, my body creates a lot of phlegm and kicks out when I cough a lot. So some of you probably notice I cough and stuff, but there's nothing that the doctors haven't been able really to pinpoint and find. They labeled it asthma or, you know, just I'm overproducing mucus. But I know that it's none of that. It's actually the feelings and emotions and all the things that I harbor inside myself, all the things that and you know, there's part of me that wasn't ready to move into that space per se. But a year ago, before my father passed away, I made a challenge to myself to get healthy, to get better, to get in shape, because I knew that was part of the reason why I was where I'm at and why I feel the way I feel sometimes. And, you know, for most of you, I've never really been, I've been kind of chubby, but not really chubby, but it's kind of a bulky chubby. But, you know, now it's like I really want to work on myself. And, you know, it's important to work on myself because you have to do. And when you're out there teaching other people to do better for themselves, you have to do better for yourself too. I personally have to step out of my comfort zone, out of my fears, and work on me as I progress through the process of helping others. Sometimes I'm very successful. Sometimes I'm not successful helping others. Sometimes I'm not very successful helping myself. But today what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make myself accountable here on the camera, and hopefully maybe some of you will follow along. Well, I'm going to work on the physicality of myself as I work on my spiritual side, which I do a lot. I've kind of neglected my physical temple, my body, because I figured it just all kind of come in alignment together. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to be working out more. I'm going to be documenting my day, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, just the workout sessions that I'm, you know, and I'm going to create a vlog. I'm going to be doing a vlog, a series, kind of like a check-in. Some of you remember the 365 days of selfies I did. If I have the energy to do 365 days of selfies, and those were pretty fun, I'm going to compile that and make it all. I think that'd be kind of fun to watch. But, you know, I do challenges like that. So this challenge I'm going to do, but here's the thing. I'm going to send blessings and a lot of love because, you know, tragedy struck after that. My father had an accident and then he passed away. And then I just totally shut down. I totally shut down. I was already shut down, and I was already coming out of the shutdown when my mom passed away. It'll be 2 years this February. So hard to believe she's gone 2 years. That's crazy. My dad a year? That's nuts. Wow. My mind is like, pfft. So I'm just like, you know, like, you have to talk to myself. And sometimes this is how I have to do it. And so I shut down. The guy who helps other people, the guy who drums, the guy who goes out and does shamanic work, the guy who will pick you up if you need a ride, if you're stuck on the street corner, down the street. You know, we work on this. Sometimes we're martyrs. We martyr ourselves and we sacrifice ourselves because we think by giving to others that's all there is, and that makes us better. Yeah, that helps a lot. But we also have to give back to ourselves. And so I haven't given back to myself in the sense where I have actually taken care of my own needs. And so this is where I am, and this is where I'm going. So now I'm going to move into this season. And the reason I do this is the reason I'm going to do this vlog the way I'm going to do it is because I want to inspire other people to be able to step out and do it too. If they can see that I can do it, then, you know, they can do it, or at least get started. You know, that's kind of the thing that I want to do. And why am I going to record it? Because that's just what I do. That's Iggy, you know, the mind of Iggy. For those of you who've followed me for years, you know that I have several different little things that I do in the mind of Iggy Garcia Live. You know, I have this Instagram presence that, you know, I move around in. This is what I do for a living. This is how I am. And so part of my myself and ego, of course, because ego plays into it as well. Because that's the way I can function. That's the way I can move into that energy, move through it, and feel like I've accomplished something. Because I like to share parts of my life, not all my life, but parts of my life. So I'm going to go on this quest to walk, work out, eat better, and hopefully we can watch the transformation together. That's what I'm going to be doing, and that's what I'm going to be really working on me, as I help others help themselves. I also want to be the example, as I move into this new phase of self-care and self-love. All healing is self-healing. That's something that I always tell people. So if I want to heal this bronchial issues that I've had for almost 2.5 years, then I need to do things differently. I need to work differently. I came to the point where I just got fed up with it. I coughed so hard last week, that I don't know. Just the muscles in my side right here. This is my left side, so the camera's facing. I coughed so hard that it felt like someone stabbed me with a knife and just twisted it. That's what it felt like. And the muscles had dislodged a little bit from my ribs. Okay, and so now I'm on antibiotics, and I'm on some painkillers just to keep it down. So when I do try to cough and release it, okay, I tell you, I'm not there yet. I'm not 100% yet with this, but I'm working on it. And I tell you, I have to shallow cough, because if I cough hard, the hurt right here, the tear that's in here hurts so bad, it makes you cry. I tell you, I was driving home, and when I coughed, I had to pull over. I had to put my hazards on, and I was in so much pain that it was just like someone had just. I've never been stabbed before, but I can imagine what that would feel like. It was a sharp, hot feeling into your side. So that's kind of where. This is why I'm kind of laid up right now a little bit, and I'm not a person who likes to be laid up. So, and then other things have happened too. So I'm not going to get into much detail what I'm about to tell you, because it's still kind of under investigation. But last Thursday around 2 a.m., somebody broke into my house. They didn't even hear him breaking in then, but I did wake up. I did hear like people walking upstairs, and they came down the steps with a skull ski mask, and they were at the foot of my bed, and they threatened to kill me because they said I killed my dad. And that's where I'm going to leave it, because it's under investigation, and I don't want anybody. I don't know who it is. There's some ideas of who it is, and I don't want to name anybody, and I don't want to accuse anybody wrongly or falsely in any way, because I know that whoever this person was, they knew me. They knew who I was, and my dog knew who they were. Okay, so you can read between the lines without me giving away a lot of the stuff. I can talk to people in private about it, that's no problem, but it's a very traumatic situation that happened. It left me very bothered, very angry, and very in a weird place. I can't speak for the people who live with me in my house, how they feel, but I tell you, for me, it felt like they were coming directly for me. And to wear a ski mask with a skull face on it, that doesn't mean they're here to say hi and to be friendly. If it was a prank, if someone was trying to be funny, it wasn't funny. Not funny at all. So I've been thinking a lot about things that I need to change, and that kind of situation will change your mind. And I'm a very trusting person, so I'm very open to give people chances, and I'm open to help people, and sometimes people let me down. I still let them come back, and I let them work. But now it's just one of those, and I'm in a position where I have to kind of look after me. I've looked after, and I've given so much of myself, and been treated so wrongly sometimes by family or friends, but I can't really harp about that. It just got to move forward. So that's what I'm doing. I'm moving forward. I'm moving into a better version of myself, an evolution of who I feel I am. I like myself. I like the things I do. I like how I navigate the world. I have fun with it. And I think I'll always have that. But things like that leave a sour taste in your mouth when other people disregard other people's worlds, other people's lives. So when that person broke into my house and thought it was funny to entertain with a ski mask on their face, with a skull face on it, to menace me and my family, it was just totally crazy. But you know what? I had my faith, I had my energy, I had my guides with me, and I got bigger than life that moment. But I was calm, which was crazy. You know, you think you would be, you know, I yelled a lot, but eventually they ran up the steps around. There was a car waiting outside, and they got in the car. So it was a premeditated event. Anyhow, enough of that. I don't want to give that much energy anymore. That event was very, very enlightening, very awakening. Some of you who are online here know of the situation, and like I said, I didn't want to get too much details because things are still under investigation, and who knows, that person might be watching. Who knows? I don't know, but it happened. And so those kind of things change a person. Those kind of things make you think about life, how precious it is, because then it's like you start to wonder about, well, did your dad have an accident? Did he really fall down the steps? Did someone push him? Did someone hurt him? Your mind starts to go all over the place, you know. You start to think all these crazy thoughts. So I gotta like rein myself back in, you know, get myself back into the place. Okay, let's just focus on you right now. Let's focus on what we have in front of us. Let's focus what we can focus on. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna work on my physical temple, get it better, get it in a better place. And starting tomorrow, rain or shine, snow or sleet, we're going to do it every day. Maybe there's a rest day, maybe there is, we'll see. But I have a plan, I have it mapped out how I'm going to do this. But I'm going to have it in a way where you can follow along, watch it. The videos might come the same day or the next day. Either way, it'll be probably on YouTube. And you can watch it on YouTube. And you can kind of keep up with me there. And I'll send it on Facebook as well. But those of you who know me, I like to have fun with it, so I'm sure I'll have fun with it. I'll probably, incorporate, drumming, dancing, singing, and so I'll be doing it. So that's what I'm doing. This time, I want to try to work into that energy and move forward into that, because last time I sabotaged myself. Self-sabotaging is very common in people. So the guy who tells you, hey, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, let's do it, come on. Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show myself that it can be done. Even when you don't want to do it, even when it feels hard. And I'm going to go right on it, So whatever that will be, I will have to go. If that means going to my friend Sherry's salon where she does the salt treatments there, I'll go there. But it's about my health. It's about me, and I want to get better, and I want to be around for my grandkids. I want to be around and be able to share more stories with everybody about what I'm doing and how we can move forward together in this evolution as we move through it. Which so many things that are going on in the world. You have the coronavirus, and you got the impeachment. You've got Brexit, and you got all this stuff that affects our mental state, which affects our physical state. So, I challenge you guys too. What can we do? Let's get better. Let's get better together. Let's work out together. Let's just get in shape. Let's just eat better. Let's walk more. Let's talk more. Let's dance more. Let's drum more. Let's do things that, we haven't done in a while, because our body is very, it's already kind of damned anyhow, because the oxidization of the air already breaks us down to begin with. So that supports us also breaks us down, which is kind of funny, but which is life. There is a circle, and we're part of that circle. And I want to leave a legacy for my grandkids and their kids. So one day they can come back and they can watch these videos, And some people like to write, some people like to journal, and some people like to, film. And I'm one of those guys who likes to film and talk a lot. I always have something to talk about. But that's what I'm doing. So together we can do this. Together we can all work on it. And, I'm going to be putting out some things, especially when the spring comes. So kind of keep a lookout for it. Because I think I'm one of those people who don't like to do anything all the time by myself. I like to have other people involved. I like to do things in groups. I think the synergy in the creation with other people, I think it's very powerful. I think it's very, very soothing, very enlightening, and very, just energizes me personally. When I see other people, it's like drumming by yourself. Yeah, you can drum by yourself, but when you drum with other people, it's amazing. It's fun, and it's, powerful, and you get a lot out of it. So I challenge you, and I ask you to walk with me, work out with me, be in this space, and let's do it together. And let's see what we can do, how we can get better, and how we can improve our lives. Because now I don't want to be ill anymore, and I don't even want to talk about being ill. I want to be better. I want to be able to breathe better. I want to be able to feel better. I'm 5'3". For those of you who don't know, I'm 5'3", and I weigh 225 pounds. I may not look terribly bad, but you know what? I could take off another person, because right now this other person is a little too heavy for me to carry. I need to be around 180, 175. That's probably a realistic goal for me, which I would feel comfortable at. If I was any skinnier, then I don't know, I'd look funny. I wouldn't be the panda anymore. I'd lose my job. I couldn't mascot anymore at the Columbus futsal games. Anyhow, that's what I'm doing this time. Because last year, there was a situation, my father's death, it caught up through me. And now my dad would want me and my mom would want me to get better. And I want to get better. And I know in order to be able to keep doing these shows, I have to be fit, and I have to be mentally fit, and I have to do it. So for those of you, now you know a little bit what's been going on in my life, what's happening. I don't like usually make shows about myself, but I like to share my story. So my story kind of empowers you and helps you get where you need to be. So right now, it's not really about setting goals. It's not really about setting, ideas or things. I'm just going to do it. I'm just tired of all the things that I write and never do. I mean, most of us do that. I think you guys do that sometimes too. You have all these great plans and you have all these great ideas, and then there's always something that just gets in the way. Something just throws a big fart can in there, Next thing you know, you like get down, or you get depressed, or you get anxiety, and then all of a sudden you just don't do it. And not because you don't want to do it, it's just because the situation has changed and altered. So that's going to be part of the test for me too, because you know what? I'm going to have to fight and go through the struggles too, and move through the energies that sometimes stifle people from doing things. Because I want to do it, and I want to show myself that I can. I usually have good starts, and then all of a sudden kind of fizzle out. And that's not where I want to be. I don't want to fizzle out anymore. I want to be able to just move through that energy. Cut back on the sweets. I've already cut back on bread and stuff. I mean, I don't even really eat much bread and stuff. I don't know, the food today is not the same as it was when I was a kid. I never had these issues when I was a kid. I seemed to have more issues trying to eat the same things I used to eat. Plus, I was probably more active as well. When I was younger, I played a lot of sports and stuff. I was a soccer player. So you eat whatever, and you just didn't give a crap, because your body would just metabolize it so quickly and so fast. But, anyhow, I've actually on my phone, it's funny you say that, I actually, I have an app that tells me how to do this workout, do this thing, and it just kind of motivates you. I've used it sometimes, and then sometimes I don't. But this is February 1st, I tell you. And when I set my mind to it, I do it. February 1st, I'm going to start slowly, ramp up, and get to the place where I feel better, ramp up to that energy where I feel like I'm going to be doing good for myself. Because I know myself, I know my habits, I know the things that kind of sidetrack me. So I'm going to move out of that energy. So any of you who are out there, if you have any suggestions, send me some suggestions about how to stay fit, how to get better. If you have some ideas and some things that maybe you want to share with me, or the group who's listening online right now, share it with us. And it's kind of fun to share and be part of it. And I'm gonna reach out to people and just kind of make a thing where I'm just kind of vlogging it on YouTube. And then I don't know, maybe I'll make a group. I don't know. I'm thinking right now. I'm just processing some things. But every day you're gonna probably see a video of me just doing something a little bit, even little by little. And you know, I challenge you guys to challenge yourselves to become better and to become physically better in shape. It will affect us better and give us a better mental state of mind when we're helping ourselves. So for those of you who want to travel this journey with me, just let me know. You know, let me know. We'll go for walks. We'll work out. I used to run a lot. I'll walk first. Then maybe we'll run. We'll talk about that later. But step by step, little by little, I think, wins the race. If there is the race, really, for me, there's no race. It's about being where I need to be, where I would truly like to be. You know, I like to step on that scale and go, wow, I'm a little bit lighter. I feel lighter. My mind is clear, and that's what I'm looking for. Hopefully that'll help you too. And because being Latino, man, we like to eat, the beans and the rice and stuff. So I have to watch what I eat too, and that's going to be a big challenge for me. Being, just know when to and when not to. But I'll tell you right now, I'm doing a lot better. I kind of already started in a sense. But February is the kick. It's the inauguration, boom, to hit it off and, follow that story for the rest of the year. We're going to go full circle all the way. We're going to go full circle February 1st to February 1st next year. So it'll be the whole year of just doing this thing, doing it good. And, I feel very positive about it. I know some of you are on there and saying that you do that already, so that's pretty cool. And it's a journey, you're right. And, I don't have any kids. I have grandkids, so, it makes it a little bit easier not to worry. You like Italian pasta, yeah. My mom was Italian. My mom was Italian, Norwegian, Peruvian. My dad was Peruvian, German, Welsh. So if you wanted to know where our heritage come from, plus the Spanish, of course, we have Spanish in there. But yeah, so there are people who like to eat, and genetically, there's part of me that's just a little bit big. Remember, I'm Peruvian, so we are broad-shouldered. We are kind of stout, some of us, and we're designed to climb mountains and climb hills and to be up in those areas. So I realistically understand too that my body, I have to be at a certain peak of my body as well, but I don't have to overindulge in things like I've done in the past. But yeah, so another thing is we sold my dad's house. Finally, it's gone now. It belongs to somebody else. It actually belongs to a Taiwanese family who owns all the Days Inn in Columbus, Ohio. They bought it. Oh man, what a haggler. This guy wanted to haggle to the end. But it was an as-is sale. But today I drove by when I was getting my prescriptions, and they were having the trees cut down in the back where all the trees my dad planted. And since we lived there, my dad's been there almost 25 years, that house, maybe more. But all those trees, he cut all the trees down. I was like, what the heck? It's his house now. I was just like, whoa. I drove by, and where my labyrinth used to be, I still have a labyrinth. All that's gone, wiped out, totally. My sacred space that I had created when I was there, gone. But is life, right? Life is one of the things. You will be here today, and will be gone tomorrow. Whatever imprint you left, only certain people will remember. Then eventually, no one will remember you. You will be gone. You will just be a thought, a curiosity, an idea, which is kind of weird to think about. That in 100 years, no one might not even know your name, unless only when they look up the ancestry, records, and someone's doing genealogy. If you're lucky that you have a family member who does that. I'm actually doing that. But you think about those things, and it's kind of wild to think, oh my God, there's a lot of ancestors I don't know. I barely know my grandfather. I didn't know him very well. One died when he was 56 of a heart attack. He was a ship captain for an oil company, and the oil anchor sprung a leak in the 70s, and he was just so stressed out about it, and he just never woke up the next day. And then my other grandfather, being here in the United States so much, I just never really got to meet him. Never had a connection with him. Never. We have the same name, Ignacio, but he was so different than me. I was more like my grandmother. You know, she's just funny, rambunctious, ornery. My grandfather was a banker. He was a crypto banker. He's just one of those guys that went around different banks. I forget what the word is, but where they do investigations and stuff in the banks, make sure that no one's swindling money and stuff. So it's on my tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. But that's kind of funny. My other grandmother, she was a stay-at-home mom, and she was, she did it really well. And all those people are gone. All that line's gone. My mom, my dad, my grandma, both my sets of grandparents, they're all gone. So I don't have anything but cousins and aunts and uncles left now. And it's just weird. It's weird to think about, because it's like, my God, all these people were in your life for so long. They were with you, and you shared moments with them, and you shared all kinds of cool stuff with them. And then now it's like, when you want to pick up the phone and you want to say, hey, what's up? What's going on, Puppy? What's going on? Or they call you. I remember when I was young, when you answer the phone, my dad would call sometimes, because I know he'd put me to work. And because I was one of those people who said, okay, I'll be there. You kind of go back and you go, man, I wish I would answer the phone one more time. I wish I would just showed up one more time. I woulda, shoulda, coulda. I can't live in that energy either as well. I'm working on that as well. But I tell you, when your parents are gone and you had a relationship with your parents, they're gone. Now they're here in the spirit world. They never really truly leave you. But the physicality, as human beings, we also like to see the physical aspects of things. We want to see the tree, touch the tree, acknowledge the tree. It's kind of like people. We want to see the people, touch the people, feel the people, and, hug the people, receive the kiss, But, it's what it is. This is my turn. This is my journey to move and navigate through it, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now, I've always known that. I understand what that means, but now I understand what it means. Now it's like, you're an orphan, so now it's time for you to really, either create new family or work on the family that you have. Unfortunately, the family that I grew up with we're all kind of separated and on our own. We don't really communicate, which is kind of sad, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And a lot of people I know have the same situation where you don't talk to your blood family. But I do have a lot of family of choice, people who I've made my family, who are in my life, who have given me a lot, who I've given back to them. And, if I called them right now and said I need help, they show up. That's what they would do. I'm not sure if my siblings would do that. They would just probably not answer the phone. It's too bad. It is what it is. But, it is weird. It is weird to think about that these people are no longer with you. And I'm not telling you to do anything. You don't have to do anything crazy. Oh, because your parents are alive, people have feelings. People do things, and people go through emotions and stuff, and they do their thing. But so now you kind of have an idea why I have been feeling the way I've been feeling. You've been watching my posts. I've said some weird stuff. It almost sounds like a cry for help. It wasn't really a cry for help. It was more like a cry of frustration. I was more frustrated about things versus anything that I was going to do harm to myself. That wasn't the issue. The issue was just the lack of disrespect and the lack of, of compassion, that I felt I wasn't receiving from others. And of course, sometimes you can't expect people to give you what they can't give. So it's kind of like, when they don't have it, they can't give it to you. But if you have it, maybe you can give it to them, if you choose to. And I have to learn to create healthy limits and boundaries like other people do as well. So I know what I need to do, and I know where I have to be and where I have to move through this energy. And that's what excites me right now, that I personally want to do this. And this isn't about doing it necessarily with anybody. I just have to do it. I just have to really hunker down and do it and understand what it truly means to me. I know that one day I'm not going to be here. I get that. That's our mission statement, is we come in and we go out. Everything in between is really up to us how we want to experience it. Even if we've had trauma, it's really up to us how we want to experience the things that happen to us or the things that haven't happened to us. I do have control. You do have control of things, how you can experience things, and how things will affect you, and how you will let them affect you, and how you can move and navigate through this energy from start 1 to start 2. Because this is start 2. When we die, we don't just die. We move into another existence. Because remember, energy cannot be destroyed. Energy just transmutes and it goes. All right. So when you move from here 1 to 2 into 3, I don't know what 3 is because I don't have the conscious remembrance of that. Sometimes I do, but I know that it doesn't end here. It doesn't end from that point. Some people may believe that it ends right here and that's it, and you go to the ground, you're done, you're part of the soil, blah, 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 le. You become worm food. Okay, that's fine. But you're not done. Even if that was true, even if you're not true, that is not the end. Because let's say if you were just food for the ground, you buried by a tree, you see those tree pod things that they have for burials. If a tree, the roots, the grass, and everything eats you, then you become part of it. You become part of everything. You become part of the earth. You become part of you're recycled back in a way that's unexplained. Every material part of you, every molecule of you is recycled back into the earth mother, back into Pachamama. Everything just wrapped back in, just remanifested, recreated, and realigned in the most perfect, magical way. So, for years, there was these times where I was afraid of dying. Most people are afraid of dying. No one really wants to know when they die, but there comes a point where you're not nearly as afraid. I think the biggest fear is knowing when you're going to die. I don't think I want to know it. Just what happened when it happened. I already made a promise I'm going to go on to 90 at least. I'm pretty good with that. After 90, I'm not sure if I want to go any further. But 90 is the number for me. But anyhow, we're reconstituted. We're like everything in this planet. Even the synthetic things that are made on this planet are from the earth, are from the planet. Plastics, chemicals, some medicines. Where does it come from? It doesn't come from outer space. It doesn't come from whatever. They just change the hydrogens on some of them, and then the molecules get reformed, and they create this kind of toxic thing. Everything. Everything's from Earth. Everything will go back to the Earth. Everything is just... It's hard. I look around my room, my office here, and I go, man, every single thing that I'm looking at had a beginning. And that beginning was from the soil and from the content of the Mother Earth, from her beaches, from her waters, from her skies, from her plants, from her trees, and it comes from her. And let's get real. We don't take care of her. And when we don't take care of her, she will take care of herself. And she will take care of herself in a way that's very gentle and very caring, but very violent to us. Very, very strong, very powerful. Like if we take a shower, we don't take accountability of the things we wash off and the things we bring in. Mother Earth does the same thing. She washes the soil. She washes the things off. And the people who are in the way are in the way. She doesn't discriminate. She doesn't single out. She doesn't go, well, Iggy and this person. No. She just, when she does her limpia, when she cleans, it's done. When she shifts, it moves, it's done. For us, we call it a tragedy. Oh, that's a tragedy. So many people died. That is the way of the earth. If you live on planet Earth, that is the way. And every day, you don't have to think about every day, but every day, there's a possibility that it could be the last day. Every day could be the moment that the mother's done. Every day could be the day that the earth splits into. We don't know anything. We think we know so much because we have science and we pray and we have, this or that. But when the Mother Earth goes, I'm done, we're out. All of us, dead or alive, we're out. We're pretty fortunate if we can. I mean, man works so hard to find new places to live, new planets to live, new planets to conquer, new planets to be. And yet we have this beautiful planet right here, this beautiful blue ball. and we don't even take care of it. Now, I can't say we can't all don't take care of it. Some of us do the best we can to help it. I know that some of you who are in here do a very good job and do your part. And you know, those little pieces and parts help the whole. And when we help the whole, that helps the world. We just have to get everybody on board, and they have to realize that, you know what, this is the only planet we have. There is no Earth 2. And if there is, it's probably very far away. And most likely, the only way we're going to get there is through a wormhole, worming through it and going through it. And you know what? I guarantee you, you and I probably won't be on that list to go through this wormhole or go on this spaceship to planet Earth 2. Because you know what? It'll probably be people who are very wealthy, very rich, and people who are in politics. And the rest of us are left here to reclaim it, and refix it, and relive it. Now, you can just look around the world, and you can see how we don't take care of the planet. You can see a lot of third world countries, they just pollute the hell out of the area they're in. And, you know, there are some third world countries where they take care of it very well. And then there's second world, first world countries that they really work on keeping the earth clean. But, you know, the same way we try to keep the earth clean and keep it healthy, we have to do that to ourselves as well. We have to keep ourselves, our earth, our Pachamama, our you know, what's inside of us, the soil that lives within us, the microbes that live within us. There's another world. We're a world to a lot of other things. We house a lot of things inside of us, on top of us, inside of us. And there's some things that need us to be well. So we have to take care of us, our personal Pachamama, our personal, you know, system. And as we take care of our personal system, we can take care of the spiritual system. You know, I have this thing. I have these goldfish. You know, I have these two goldfish that I got them when they were about that big. Now they're like, the one was huge, and the other one's just, he came later, but he's just like that. And so every day when I feed them, they almost clockwork, they know. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what they think about me. I wonder what goes on in their mind. You know, their little fish mind. Am I like, I mean, because they really can't fish for themselves. They can't really fend for themselves without me. I mean, up to a certain point they can, but then after that, if I wasn't here to feed them, then, you know, they would probably die because of starvation or eat each other, who knows. But I always wonder what goes through their magical mind, their little mind. You know, I don't discount them that they're dumb or anything, but they have their mind every day around 6 a.m., 5:30, and around that time, they're in that little corner of the fish tank, just waiting for me to like drop some flakes in there. And I always find it very fascinating, and I find it very curious. So what do my fish think? Am I like the giver of food or something, or am I the blessing? I mean, this is the mind of Iggy. These are the things I think about. These are the things I wonder, you know. You know, my dog, you know. My dog has a routine. I have a routine, but, you know, but my little fish are very powerful to me. They're a very powerful metaphor for me. It's kind of like, you know, sometimes we think that we're doing things for ourselves, but sometimes we have to understand that other people are reaching out to us and helping us. And, you know, I'm sure if the fish could talk, they probably would say thank you. And I'm going to say thank you to those people who have reached out to me and those people who have helped me through this process. You know, those of you who want to hear what's been happening in my life, you can come back later and listen to it, because I did share a lot of it here. I don't want to really repeat it again. But, you know, you are your personal Pachamama. You are your personal guide. You're your personal journey. And you have to take care of your own Pachamama. Take care of yourself. Because, you know what, no one's going to take care of you. People will encourage you and try to motivate you. Some people will push you, and sometimes you don't want to be pushed. Sometimes you just want to be loved, and you want to feel the energy, feel that. So hopefully you understand what I was thinking and what I was talking about today, because I thought it was important to share my story with you, why I've been in the places I've been, physically, spiritually, emotionally, because it's just been hard. Hola Patricio, ¿cómo estás? And that's my cousin right there. But it's just been hard. It's been hard, but now I don't want to be in hard anymore. I don't want to be in that hard place anymore. I don't want to have excuses why I feel the way I do. I don't want to be labeling myself or telling myself, self-talk to myself that, oh, you know, I'm a person who's full of energy, a person who's really motivated and gets really excited about things. And sometimes I can be kind of an ass. And I don't mean to be an ass. I don't mean to discount people in my lives. And if I've discounted you or somehow offended you, I want to apologize publicly here online. Because that's not what my intention was. That's not my intention at all. Sometimes I think people look at your life and they're like, wow, this guy's got it all together. And I'm like, not necessarily. And you know, the people who look that way to me, I understand that they're going through things. But that's something I had to learn. There's Julio Mandriotti, that's my uncle. I'm just saying hi to my family as they pop in. But yeah, it's been kind of a interesting journey to navigate life. And you don't have to have those influences anymore like you used to. Kind of had those influences before, you know, your mom, your dad, your grandma, grandpa. They kind of mold you sometimes to that place where you think that you need to anchor back to. Why that happens, I'm not sure, but it does happen. It does happen a lot. All right, guys, that's about really all I have really to say today. And I'm glad that you took some time to tune in and be with me and share with me and listen to me ramble for once about what I'm going to do with my life. So look for my vlogs. Look for the new shows that are popping up. And basically it's going to be the new workout show that I'm going to be doing. So okay, everybody. There will be a drum circle next week. I'm actually going to be teaching a class at the Reiki Center. 3 to 6, it's going to be a medicine wheel, shamanic medicine wheel, and dancing class, how to dance the animal totems within the wheel. And I'm going to be doing a drum circle that evening as well, for those of you who want to tune in to the drum circle. And just do the best you can. Be the best version of you at any given time. I know sometimes it's not easy, sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's really easy, and sometimes it's really cool. And sometimes people notice you, and sometimes they don't notice you. And that's part of being human. It's part of being human. I try to say hi to as many people as I can. And sometimes I don't, because it's like you can feel their energy. Like they're more like afraid not to say anything to you or don't even look at you. So I respect that too. If you get that little vibe, that little tickle not to say something. And I understand. But I try to be as positive as I can, because us being it's better to be positive. You know, they say it takes 21 muscles to frown, and it takes like very little to smile, so keep smiling. Maybe one day you'll be able to see my teeth when I smile. But anyways, peace and love, guys. Be well. I'll talk to you soon, and let's get this thing rolling. Let's get our temples back in shape. Let's get our spiritual temple as well. Let's just do the best we can and honor ourselves and honor those people around us, and just honor you for who you are and where you are. And you know that it gets better. It gets better. I know it gets better, because I've seen people grow, and I've seen myself grow, and I've watched other people, go through some stuff much more worse than mine, and they've done well, and they're doing better. Namaste, ho'oponopono, either sikwi, takuyasin, all you're reminded, be well, my friends, take care, much love. Be here.